and it is Saturday, so I'm gonna start another weekend in my life. I don't think I have that much going on. It's also like almost noon. I was rolling around for like 3 or 4 hours, but yeah, anyway, I sent off a couple work emails this morning trying to put out some fires, or like prevent the fires. I'm like Smokey the Bear here. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to just get ready now. My face is like kind of very dry. By that I mean it's very dry. I don't know why I say kind of. And also that lip thing is having an issue, so I put on some Burt's Bees. Hopefully that'll fix it. That reminds me though, I think the only one that works for me for when I have this issue is number 1, cortisone cream, so like anti-itch cream, and then number 2, Blistex. So sometimes drugstore is the best. So I'm going to probably have to go buy some Blistex actually, because I think I used up the last one maybe last year when I had this problem. It happens kind of like seasonally, but it's also like an allergic reaction issue, so yeah, I have to take care of that today. Super fun. And then I definitely have a ton of packages at the post office to pick up, so actually some of them were like there for more than a week, so they actually started emailing me saying like if you don't come and pick them up, they're going to be returned to sender. So got to do that. And then also I think I want to go pick up some like fun food. I haven't eaten anything fun in like so long. Actually no, that's a lie. I ate fun stuff at home, but like this week has been tough. That's all I gotta say. Okay, my countertop is a mess, so don't look at that, but I'm going to have Malozio today. Okay, so while that is going very loudly, I'm going to be taking the little foil seals off of these coffees. I don't know if this is going to be okay because it has a little bit of a dent in it, but I've been doing it whenever I empty it, and then I put them in here because I'm going to try to refill them. Maybe not this weekend. I feel like that's a little bit ambitious, but eventually I'm going to try to refill them with that kit I bought on Amazon. I also set up this bagel like 3.5-4 hours ago that I was going to eat for breakfast, but I guess it's gonna be lunch. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be what I'm doing. Okay, so I am back and I already applied my glow screen body here onto my face. I kind of like this one underneath makeup just because it's a little bit glowy. So anyway, I spent way too much time on my sofa watching YouTube. It's Vlogmas time, and like I just find it interesting because people actually put like less curated content on for Vlogmas because they have to put out content every day. And then especially for the first week or so, they're not like overwhelmed or whatever. But anyway, it's time that I really need to go to the post office, so that's going to be a thing. I was going to try to go to the Rockefeller Center to look at the Christmas tree, but honestly, I think I have way too many packages to make that even like a possibility at this point. Okay, so anyway, so my plan was to go to look at the Christmas tree when it was like lit up, so it's like after dark, which is like not that late these days. But the issue is if I go to get the post office stuff, I think I'm gonna have way too much stuff, and honestly once I come back to my apartment, the likelihood of me like leaving again is very slim. By that I mean slim to none, basically none. So yeah, anyway, that might be a tomorrow task. Lunch today is a bagel with cream cheese and everything but the bagel seasoning, and finishing my coffee. I also dropped my bagel face down when I put it over here, so that was a mess. So I did a little bit of cleaning, but I will have to definitely put this in the wash. Okay, so here are my groceries. I paid about $70 for this. Ignore that stuff. But yeah, basically I just grabbed a bunch of stuff that'll be good for this week because I think I'm gonna have another very busy week. Grabbed 2 pounds of sausage, a couple of frozen meal things here, and then a couple of frozen rice things here, which are also a couple of meals, and then the Chinese style pork buns, a couple of snacks, frozen garlic naan to replace what I've already eaten, a couple of salad mixes, and then 2 mango Greek yogurt. They almost got me with the guava one again, but luckily I remembered last time I was in major distress because it's whole milk, so had to go with the 0% milk fat. Tortilla chips because I forgot I had some, and then I also have some pico here. But yeah, this is my groceries for the next couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm gonna make some sangria tea right now. I put it in a tea bag and I'm boiling some water. Okay, so this is the sangria tea after it's steeped. Ignore my steam heat. I was waiting for it to go off, but I think it's just gonna be on for a while. It smells a little bit like Flintstone vitamins, but definitely does not taste like Flintstone vitamins. It's quite nice, actually. It's a nice herbal fruit tea. So if you like that, I would highly recommend checking it out. So I know I should be eating the Triscuits I opened last night, but they just don't sound that exciting to me. So I'm gonna have some of these rice crackers I just bought because I really like the white discs. You don't see any in here. Yeah, right there, the white discs, because they're like vinegar flavor. Anyway, I really want to eat some of those, so I'm gonna open these. So these are all of the different types of crackers in here, and there's also some wasabi peas if that's your thing. I really do like the mix. It's kind of like a mix of mainly salty, but I think a few of them are slightly sweet as well. Okay, I air fried a piece of chicken breast, and I'm going to be making the black truffle Alfredo pasta sauce just because I got it at Trader Joe's and it's new. It's very truffly. When I opened the lid, I was like, oof, that's a lot. So I'll show you it when I finish, and I'll give you my first impression. Okay, so this is dinner. I had a piece of the noodles. Weird way to say it. I had one noodle, and it tasted okay. It depends on if you really like truffle oil flavor. Sorry about my steam heat. And I mean the chicken is on the bottom just because of how I had it in the bowl. And here is my side dish, which is tater tots. It's just the rest, and that was all. This is like one of those small saucers. I think there's only like 15 or 20 tater tots. I think it is time to break out a new candle. So this was a gift from one of my friends. This one is Snowflakes and Citrus from Bath & Body Works. It smells quite nice and fresh. So it's not overly sweet like a lot of the Christmas scents are. So I'm going to snip the wick and light the candle. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of meal prep. I have a couple of these little tiny lemons. I don't even know how to show you how small they are. They're like not even the size of my palm of my hand. So I'm going to squeeze 2 of those, which is probably the equivalent of 1 regular size lemon. See, look how small. So small. Also behind me in my Instant Pot, I'm making a cup of rice. Just my usual way, 1-to-1 ratio of rice and water with a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon. In the Instant Pot, I'm just pushing the rice button, and it makes it so that the little grains of rice stay separated. Okay, so I don't think I ever told you, but I'm making some honey, ginger, lemon, garlic salmon, for lack of any other name. So I'm just like putting together things. So I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. So this is like reduced sodium, so I don't know if it'll help that salt issue. And it's Trader Joe's brand, so it really is not good. Soy sauce, would not recommend, but I was just there, and I hate going to multiple stores if I don't have to. And then I'm also going to use the Trader Joe's sesame oil, also not good sesame oil, same reason as I have the soy sauce. The taste is a lot better, so let me open my package of salmon, and I'll put it in this bowl for marinating. So the salmon is just the barbecue cut from Trader Joe's, which I actually really prefer because everything gets really cut really well, and the size of the pieces is great, especially if you're trying to meal prep. I hate using my hands after they touch raw food, so I wash my hands. So I'm obviously going to wash them again, but I just didn't want to have the sticky fish texture on my hand. I'm going to marinate that for about an hour or 2, and then I'll bake it in the oven. I also have some chicken marinating in the fridge from last night. So I thawed some chicken, and then I put some Italian seasoning, and then I put some Italian dressing on it, just regular salad dressing, and I'm marinating it because I want to make it into some salads for lunch this week. So I'll probably pop it in the oven at the same time as the salmon just to cook it. And I was considering pulling out the George Foreman, but I don't think I'm going to be ambitious enough to do that. So anyway, that's the plan. Okay, so this is dinner for tonight. A healthy portion of vegetables. I think it's just cauliflower, broccoli, and carrot blend. And then I have that piece of salmon and a little bit of rice. And the salmon smells really good, so I hope it tastes good, it looks done, and things like that without being overdone. And then a tall glass of water, but that's about it. So it is Saturday evening now, and actually there were 2 other boxes that apparently arrived today at the post office before I got there, but they didn't sort them yet, so I'm out 2 boxes. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out if I have time on Monday or Tuesday, hopefully, to grab them, just so that I can film the videos with them before I leave for the holidays. So I ended up buying my tickets because the flights were like super expensive. The flight that I ended up actually ultimately booking was like a very not sexy day. So I was like trying to like not take off any days of work, but like honestly they kind of owe me at this point because I worked through my PTO last time. But yeah, anyway, so I took off, I will have to take off 1 day for my flight, or maybe half a day actually. But anyway, so the flight is like the first one of the day, which is like my favorite flight to take because then it means like it's not going to be late most of the time. But the problem is the return flight. So anyway, every single day after or before the flight that I ended up choosing was going to make it so that my flight like round trip was going to be more than $1,000, which is like an insane amount of money to spend to go to like Minnesota, because like the flight is only like 2.5 hours, not even. So I ended up going with a really random day. I think it's like Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, one of the middle of the week sort of flights, because then it won't be business travelers and it won't be like people with jobs basically. But anyway, it was still like super crowded. It was only like 1 flight ticket left at the price, so I had to like just book it and just hope for the best. And then my flight back, so I don't know what's going on with this, I can't get the eye cream out. Okay, there was an air bubble, that's what, so now I have way too much. Anyway, so back into the story. I'm going to fly back on New Year's, but like again, the flight tickets were crazy, so I think I'm flying back at the butt crack of dawn. So sorry to my parents for driving me. But yeah, anyway, it was like the only option because I wasn't going to spend like $1,000 for flight, but since I'm super stressed out with work right now, I kind of would rather be at home with a little bit of like mental relief and somebody to be like, you know what, you should just sign off for today, like in person. Rather than just me freaking out and then calling them. So anyway, that is how it is going. And yeah, anyway, so I have those 2 boxes that are floating around at the post office. I'm going to try to get there Monday or Tuesday probably, just so I can get the stuff and film it. Yeah, because also my FabFitFun boxes are also coming. Like, I don't think I'm gonna receive them before I leave, actually, now I think about it, because it hasn't even shipped yet, so that stinks. So I have to put my mail on hold now at the P.O. box, so I have to remember to do that. I also tried to pay my bill to renew my P.O. box, and it turns out you can only pay to renew it within the month that is going to be due. So I think with this next time, actually no, I was going to say I think I might put it on auto renew, but the thing is I don't know if I'm gonna move. So it's like I'll just keep trying to remember to renew my P.O. box. I hope they give me some sort of memory booster. But yeah, anyway, I will talk to you tomorrow because now you're like really bored with me talking about my flight tickets and my renewal of my P.O. box. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. I was tidying up my vanity and I decided to try to use this up. So that's what I have on my face right now. It probably looks a little bit weird. The sleeping mask is on, avoiding my mouth and my eye area. So I will talk to you in the morning now. I knew it was Sunday. That's a plus. So basically my lips are feeling a little bit better. I've been putting on like Benadryl, like hydrocortisone cream, like a crazy person. Like every like couple minutes or so I've been putting it on, but it's been going away. So basically, I don't know if you know, but if you have issues like this, talk to your dermatologist or your primary care physician and see what you can do. But basically this happens to me when I have an allergic reaction, or else every once in a while I have like just a very weird, like, it's called angular cheilitis. It's like basically the bacteria in my saliva, which is like natural, sometimes gets into my skin and it cuts, like, creates a large, I don't know what it's called, like how to describe it. It creates like a ravine. No, it's, I don't know. It's like a really big place in my lips that is just like a huge cut. Anyway, but the answer that my doctors gave me like years and years ago was to just put Benadryl hydrocortisone cream on, because it's like a, it's not a prescription strength steroid, but it's like a steroid that'll help fix up the skin. Anyway, it's been helping, so that's good. I'm kind of weirded out though, however, about why this started happening, because I haven't used any lip balm for like the past, since I got back. So what is it, a week ago? So I haven't used that different lip balm that I've been using from from Allure, the Wish one. I was using that for a while at home in Minnesota, and then also while I was in Massachusetts for work, and I didn't have any issues with it, so I don't know why this suddenly started flaring up. So that'll be something I'll have to think about, because I've only been using like really like mild, you know, what's it called, chapstick. So the fact that this is like coming is like weird to me, because like chapstick and Burt's Bees never has created this issue before. So I'll have to keep an eye on it, and hopefully it'll go away soon. And this is like way too much about my lip condition, but it's like, it's not just regular chapped. I just want to say that. So I have to be really careful with it right now. I'm going to just continue putting on the Benadryl cream just to hopefully get it to go away soon. Today I have quite a few boxes. You can't see them, they're off camera right now, but I have quite a few boxes I need to unbox, and then on top of that I also have a bunch at my P.O. box I have to pick up on Tuesday, I think. The ones here are like a various mix of like influencer boxes. I have my mystery box from Trend Moods. That one for sure I'm going to unbox and edit today so I can get it up tomorrow, so it's like timely. And then I also have a Yes Style order that I made. And what else? There's a couple of other things. Oh, I have an influencer box and something else. Oh, Allure box. I don't know what's in the Allure box actually. It came yesterday and it felt kind of heavy compared to what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a sample for a referral gift, but we'll see about that one as well, I guess. Forgot to use the Dermalogica today, so I guess we'll not be using that. So now I'm like trying to figure out what I should do for skincare at home. So I'm going to be home a little bit longer than the last time I went home. Honestly, I probably should have just stayed at home so I didn't have to pay for the flight back twice, but I had a lot of stuff to take care of here. But anyway, the only reason why I say that is one of my colleagues flew out to the West Coast for Thanksgiving, and she's staying there through the New Year, so I just was like, oh, that's kind of smart actually. But also the flight to the West Coast is a lot longer than to Minnesota. Oh, but anyway, I didn't finish my thought. This is like what I am pre-coffee. Actually, it's what I am post-coffee. This is me every day. So basically, I need to figure out what I'm bringing with me, because I'm going to be there for like roughly 2.5 to 3 weeks. So the issue is I can't just bring sample sizes because I'm going to have to bring way too many, but then I also like I'm constrained by that 3-1-1 rule or whatever it is. So I'm going to have to like figure it out. I can't remember if I put actual eye cream on, so I'm going to redo it if I did. So I'm also almost out of all my eye creams. So the thing is, oh yeah, I have to call. So I ordered some things from FabFitFun that were eye cream, because it was like $10 for the one that I really wanted to try last year, the Elginist one. But it had sold out by the time I was able to customize, but then they didn't sell out because they had a whole bunch of them here. But I think it's just because they, so this is my theory about how subscription boxes work, except for maybe all true. But like my theory is they bunch up a bunch of boxes with each of the the different categorizations and customization options. So they do like a little bit of math, you know, like those factorial things, and then they decide like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna make 500 of each of the different batches. Well, obviously FabFitFun is way too big to only do 500, but then after they sell out of that one pre-made one, they're going to say it's sold out for the particular customization. So it's like for the winter box, let's say I chose the charcoal unhide, which I did. So once I do that, then they're going to shut off all of the other options going forward in terms of what was the other customization. So then after that, then they only have like the other, I can't explain it, I can only imagine it in my brain how it works, and then they have all of the other options highlighted, so it's kind of like a decision tree. So then after I choose that one, then the next one, I don't remember what the customization was. Let's say it was the one with the earrings, because I bought the earrings. So the customization 2, let's say, was earrings. So once I did that, it's going to gray out everything else past, and then everything else forward that is like the charcoal blanket, the earrings, and then something else here that is like sold out already. And then you're going to keep moving down. So I think that's what they do. That's why I think that sometimes when people get uncustomized boxes, and those of us who are seasonal, we're like, oh, I didn't have the option for XYZ. It's because of the way that they have it set up in their back end, in their warehouse, that they have it pre-packed. But that's just my opinion here. I have no inside knowledge about subscription boxes. I was just thinking about how I would do it in the most efficient fashion. It's not necessarily the best, like, you know, customer visibility, but like they don't need to show how the sausage is made, they just need to show us the sausage. So yeah, anyway, I don't even know why I got on that. Oh, so yeah, so I bought some Algenist eye balm because it was like $10 in the FabFitFun Black Friday sale, and I wanted to try it for a while. And I'm also like in the hunt for a new eye cream, and that should be coming, but I think I need to change my address because I don't think it's going to come within the next week or so before I leave for Minnesota. So I'll just try to change my address. They did create my label last week, so I think it might be too late. But yeah, anyway, let me go call FabFitFun and get my coffee for today, and hopefully I'll have a little bit of a better mental ability to form words in a little bit. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, so that is finished. Look at that crema. So I'm also going to make some of this milk tea, the green tea milk tea. So I'm gonna make that in here. It's like organic. I think I never told you that. It's from Jeju Island. It's organic matcha, so like green tea. Turns out, according to my linked virtual whatever app, I ran out of water. So this is actually how much coffee it should have made in the first place. And now I'm making that milk tea in here and I'll show you it shortly. Okay, so it is finally time for me to get off my sofa and get ready to film a video. So actually one of the boxes I have is that Trend Mood mystery box that I bought over Black Friday. So I'm actually quite curious to see what's in there, but it was just still like a big effort to get off of the sofa. Also, I don't like how my hair looks today, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. I also itched my neck, so that was bad. Anyway, I'm all over the place. So, still trying to work through some work issues with this particular project. It's kind of like frightening because I'm the least senior person. I'm the most junior, whatever you want to say, on this project, but it seems like they're all relying on me to make all of the huge decisions. And it's just like, I'm confident in my knowledge, but it's also like, I feel like there should be seniors who know things. I don't know, maybe I'm just like, don't know how the real world works, but like in every job I've ever had, seniors kind of had more knowledge about the decisions that the juniors were making. Okay, so I don't like how my skin is looking today. It's just like very uneven in terms of color. I think it's just because of the change in seasons, because I've been having some skin like irritations, not irritations, just like, I don't know why, but sometimes when it changes seasons, my skin color changes. Not like from the sun. I think it's just like when it gets dry, it gets darker for some reason. Okay, so hopefully this concealer will help. I think the concealer is actually too dark, so that's cool, I guess. Okay, so also as an update, sorry, that's just very bothering me, so maybe I'll put the concealer here. But as an update with my FabFitFun, so they use LaserShip this season, and LaserShip's website is very hard to navigate, and basically it went from like waiting for package for it to suddenly be in Ohio, and it's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So I had to chat with customer service, and they said if there is an issue, if it doesn't arrive this week, that I should just contact them and they'll like change the address. Also, this battery went from being at 25% to being low battery, so hold on, let me go find a new battery. I don't know why it always shuts off, even though it's recording. Whenever I put in a new battery, it shuts off at like 40 seconds. But anyway, I was telling a story about being at the post office yesterday. So this one white lady was like very angry and like swearing at the, who I think is a very nice USPS worker. Like, usually USPS workers are kind of like, they're like at the end of their career in the USPS system, so they're kind of like jaded, and they're also like, you know, not the most friendly, because they kind of don't have to be, because it's like they're providing a service. Anyway, so like she was yelling at this lady because her FedEx packages didn't arrive, but the thing is like the FedEx packages weren't marked as being delivered. So there's like a main distribution center for USPS in New York. I figured this out because last year I lost my mail for like the entire year of 2020, and I still don't know where that mail is. But anyway, there's a large distribution center at 10019, which is like the Midtown location of the USPS, and that's where they kind of package everything for New York, for like Manhattan at least, to like move it to the proper zip codes. So anyway, the FedEx package had been put into that main distribution, and you can tell by the zip code, because where I get my mail is in a different zip code, and this lady was like yelling at the postal worker because she was like, no, it says it's delivered, like blah blah blah, and it was like, but it's delivered to the main, like the zip codes don't match, and like there was no way for the postal worker to explain it more clearly by saying like the zip codes don't match. And the woman was like arguing with her about where the zip codes are, and it was like, yeah, but this location here at this post office is not 10019, so I don't know what to tell you. She's just like, come back in like a week if it doesn't come, but you have to like follow up with FedEx. And the thing is the FedEx people are not super helpful. I'm going through this at work as well, in terms of being able to help you find packages if they are one of those last mile sort of situations. I've also encountered it the same with All True, because it's like they use the FedEx and then they use like the very cheapest possible shipping option, so then it's kind of like in this weird gray area in the postal system. So it's either like so typically what FedEx tells me is that they don't have any control over it, I have to call USPS, but then USPS is like, oh, but actually it originated from FedEx, so you have to call FedEx. So it's like this weird circle. So anyway, I tried to explain it to the woman, but she was like thinking that I was in on this scam. Because she was like, I think she was like being very racist, and she was like, you and this other like Asian are like trying to like gang up on me. But it's like, I was just trying to help her from like a consumer perspective, because it's also like FedEx sometimes marks things as being delivered when they're not, just so they can hit their metrics. That's what I've noticed, at least. I'm not making any like, you know, massive like accusations here. I've just noticed that sometimes some of my packages are marked as being delivered at my address in my apartment where I don't leave my apartment, and then it doesn't actually get delivered until like 2 or 3 days later. And these are actual FedEx packages, not the last mile by USPS. So I guess I have another tip for you if you are living in a big city and you don't have like a doormat at your apartment. So I did this in Korea as well, that sometimes with some of my packages, oh my gosh, this is still there. But sometimes with some of my packages in Korea, and my colleagues did the same, is if they were like kind of expensive packages and we didn't want to have them left at like our doors, we sometimes had it delivered to the office. So I started doing that with some of my packages here in New York too, just because sometimes the packages at my apartment building go missing. Basically, somebody gets stolen. Our new super is really good. I don't know if I talked about this before, but he's been installing actually useful CCTV. And then when the CCTV catches people, he's been posting the photos and calling the police, which is great. Just because our last super didn't seem to care. He must have not lost any packages, because at this point I've lost about more than $1,000, maybe probably like $3,000 worth of packages. One of them was like super expensive, but I mean it got replaced, but it's kind of annoying at this point, just that, you know, we don't have good security. But anyway, so I've been doing it here, but then since I changed my office location, I don't really have like an office address anymore, so that's why I got a PO box. Okay, so my lips look kind of weird because of that weird reaction I'm having, but it's going to be what it is. for now, because it's like the dark spots here are because of that weird reaction, so they're just irritated, so they're very dark. Anyway, I'm going to go film the video now and then hopefully be able to eat lunch before, you know, it's no longer... Oh, I forgot my mascara actually. So one more thing. Also, by the time you see this, it's going to be long after I unbox the January box from Allure. I think I'm going to get it. So I didn't renew my box because the gift set for Black Friday wasn't that good for me. Because I knew I didn't like 2 of the products that were in the gift set. So I'm hoping that the gift for, you know, renewing in January is going to be better. But the first spoiler is out, and I know a lot of people don't like getting mascara, but I like getting mascara because that's the one thing I don't like spending money on. Anyway, so it's actually going to be the Rare Beauty mascara, and I've been wanting to try that for a while because I've heard that it's really nice and not irritating, and it also like lengthens pretty well, which is what my issue is lengthening. And I heard that it's like slightly waterproof, which is also great because of my watery eyes. So I'm kind of excited for January for that box. And also the December box looks pretty good too, to be completely honest. I know a lot of people aren't very excited by it, but there's like a lot of really good brands in there, and the value is going to be there definitely for me. So anyway, going to now go unbox. So I'll talk to you later. Lunch for today is leftovers from yesterday. I also added some bacon bits and Parmesan cheese and cracked black pepper. But yeah, this is lunch. Okay, so ignore my dishwasher, but I'm just finishing off this Harvest Blend herbal tea from Trader Joe's. I actually think it was actually pretty okay, but I don't know if I would necessarily purchase it again, but it is a nice herbal tea with no caffeine, so if that's a worry for you, this is one of their seasonal blends. Their winter tea one is black tea based, and it does have caffeine, obviously. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to update you on this tea situation. Okay, so sorry about my computer sounding like it's going to take off into space, but it is that time of year again. I'm going to be setting up my new diary or journal, agenda, whatever you want to call it, for the next year. And I had this Moomin one I bought in Daiso in Korea. It's undated, which is why I bought it. I think I have another one in there too. But anyway, it is $5 or 5,000 won, and it just has everything I would ever need. So it has a yearly spread that you could see up there, a monthly spread. So there are 12, actually there's 13 months. It says there's 26 pages of monthly, 116 pages of weekly, 48 pages of notes, 30 pages of memos, and 1 personal page where you put all your info. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to be setting this up for the next probably hour or so because I do have to write in everything. But I also really liked how it has Moomin on everything. And then also like the little grids are nice. I don't know, it's just like a really nicely laid out journal. The paper is a little bit thin, so that's kind of annoying because I only use gel pens because I'm left-handed and it dries faster than ballpoint. But yeah, anyway, this is quite cute. So it is a lot time later. I actually don't know what time it is. I think it's probably like 9 if I were to guess. Anyway, but I am finishing editing this final video for today. I thought I was going to edit vlogs, but like honestly it just takes a lot of mental work for me to go through vlogs. I just didn't have any mental space, so I'm just doing like unboxings right now. Hopefully I'll have a little bit of time this week to do some vlogs because I do want to get some up because I'm still in August and it's now December, so I'm very far behind. But anyway, this is time that I'm going to be doing a mask, so I think I'm going to try to use up this jelly mask from Acure. I do like it, but I don't know if I would repurchase it. It just has like a very odd scent to me. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, it smells smoky. It smells like if I'm smoking salmon or something. It's very strange. But I do like it, and it doesn't have any like tingling to me. My mom did have some tingling when she used it. So I don't know if this is like a sensitive skin issue or like why she had any sensitivity to it. She said it only tingled when she tried to take it off. She said it was fine when she was wearing it. By that I mean she was in the room with me when she used it. So I don't know what's going on with her skin, but I didn't have any irritation with my skin, and it didn't clog my pores or anything, which is like one of the issues I have with a lot of the masks I've been trying. I was considering using the Glam Glow one, but then I remembered I had this one open already, so figured I would finish it out. There's actually one more use left, so I'll probably try to do that later this week just to finish it up. I think this one is supposed to be for brightening, so hopefully it'll help. I have these like weird patches on my forehead that are a little bit darker. I don't know why, because I like didn't go tanning or anything outside. I didn't get any sunburn this year. I barely even got the sun, so I don't know where this dark patches came from. It's probably from like sun damage from when I was like in high school or something, I'm sure, but it is what it is, so I'm going to try to take care of that and to prevent future dark sunspots. Oh, I just dropped my glasses. That sounded terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish editing that video, and then I'll wash this off because it'll probably be perfect timing, so I'll talk to you later. Okay, so it is now evening time. I just realized that I never made my chicken. I've been marinating, so I guess that'll be a tomorrow task. I'll just probably throw it in the air fryer, if I'm being honest at this point, since I forgot to put it into the oven with my salmon, but things happened. Anyway, it's time for skincare and to close out the weekend. I actually got a lot done around here. I just like didn't show it because I don't know how people do it, but I just basically was cleaning a lot because I had a lot of dust collection, just because I've been so busy, and my brain just shut off. But yeah, anyway, I've been so busy for the past month or so with work and then the holidays and things, so I just like haven't been able to like clean as much as I normally do. So there was just like a lot of dust and I just needed to clean. I also kind of tidied up my kitchen area. It probably doesn't look like that on camera, but it does in real life. I just like got very busy and I didn't have time to like put away all my dishes and stuff whenever I finished doing things, so they were accumulating. It was just like a whole mess. So I did that, and I filmed and edited a couple of videos today, which was great. So I'm hoping to do a lot of that next weekend as well before I go home, so that I'll have a bunch of stuff to work on over the break. By that I mean it's not even going to be a break, except for that my parents seem to be better at helping me stay off of my work phone, because I think that's the issue. Is I know I have answers that I want to give, but I don't think that it's appropriate necessarily for me to always be working, especially on this particular thing. It's not like an emergency, so just constantly being on my phone is slightly inappropriate, I guess, in my opinion. And it's also like I'm the most junior person, so there's really no point in me being in the discussions. So I just need to get better at that. I think if I'm home, my parents will kind of hold me more accountable, since right now it's just like I'm all here, you know, hanging out by myself. So it's like nobody's here to like make sure that I'm like not working when I shouldn't be working. Because it's also like I've been putting in like very long hours for this particular project, and I don't think that that is what needs to be done necessarily, because at this point the people above me need to really just figure out how to do things, and then I'll just follow what they say. I don't think I need to necessarily continue to bring in my own 2 cents and experiences, even though I do have experience with this project. It just seems like I am talking to a brick wall at this point. So anyway, that is enough to say that when I go home, I think my parents will do a better job at making sure that I stay busy outside of the hours, and like when I take PTO, I'll actually take PTO. So that did not happen over Thanksgiving, and I think I just need to realize that if they're going to fire me for that, then that's going to be what they do. But you do need a mental break every once in a while, especially given what I'm currently going through right now with my current situation at work. So I think that they just need to respect that. So I think I will be taking some PTO, even though I'm on like 4 other projects right now, and like they'll just have to figure it out, because if they don't allow me to take PTO, I'm gonna get burnt out and likely just quit. So okay, I feel like this has to be almost empty. I feel like it has to be like up to here. So I'm like almost done with this, and I do have another full one. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It is slightly too strong for my face, so I can't use it that fast. I do remember when I got it, I was using it on my neck mainly, so maybe I should just continue doing that. I do have that neck cream that's way back there. I'll have to like reorganize. So I'm kind of like running low on a lot of like normal skincare on my skincare tower. So I do kind of need to look through what I want to bring out of my collection next. Just because my moisturizer tower shelf is kind of very slim right now. So I only have the Murad, this Kate Somerville, and then the Cica cream. This one, no, where did it go? Oh, here it is. The Cica cream from Etude House. So I only have a Cica balm, excuse me. It's a little bit different. There's more oil in a balm. So I only have those right now for moisturizers. So I do think I need to definitely dip into some more moisturizers. So I have to plan what I'm going to take home with me as well. Because like the TSA, I looked it up last night. Also, TSA has like the weirdest social media people and like the people running their website. So they have like senses of humor, but it's like I kind of don't need humor when I'm looking for information. So they like wrote something funny about like sabers. I was gonna say saber-toothed tigers. No, lightsabers. So they wrote something funny about that. But anyway, apparently I have not been classifying mascara correctly because that's apparently a liquid, so I didn't know that. So I apologize for breaking the rules. Anyway, I have to fit it into that one pouch just because I only take a carry-on bag. So it is nice though having, so I have global entry. I got it with my credit card, but it's quite nice because then you don't have to take out all of your stuff when you go through security. You just kind of like breeze through. And also like both of the, or actually all of the times I've been at airport security in like the past 2 years, it's been like super empty. So it's always like TSA pre-check, 0 to 2 minute wait, and it's always like a 0 minute wait. The 2 minutes is just like winding around in the TSA line formation to get to the front. But yeah, anyway, I just realized that is my new filler word on YouTube. I noticed it as I was editing. I used to have other filler words, but now I've noticed that anyway is my new filler word, which stinks. I'm going to try to like take it out. But I will be starting a new vlog tomorrow on Monday with a new week in my life, and this will be a work week and I will just be working at home, so it's going to probably be about the same as last week if I'm being honest, but I do have a couple of plans. But yeah, anyway, that will be all, and I just did it again, so I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.